question. You had damn well better do it. How dare you ask? My life was tendered upon the altar of freedom so that you could live yours long and happy in peace. So you had better profit, prosper, raise a family, love a woman. You better do it. That is a lot of weight to put on somebody's shoulders. 4 men from this battlefield are going to respond in capital form. 2 of them share the same name, but fought on different sides. Arthur. The Arthur from the Federal Army was Arthur MacArthur. He'll leave the battlefield, leave the war a decorated Congressional Medal of Honor winner. He'll go home to Wisconsin and have a son that wins the Medal of Honor too. And that would be General Douglas MacArthur. Lest I forget, Arthur MacArthur was shot in the chest and leg. The history of the world as you know it, had he not lived, could have been changed by that much of a fraction of an inch. The Arthur in gray, his name was Arthur James Keller, 35th Alabama, the captain. He goes back to Mobile Bay, becomes the proud father of a beautiful daughter. Then, Arthur and Mrs. Keller have an alarming discovery. As their daughter begins to develop, she can't hear, she can't see, and she cannot speak. She was damned at the very beginning and written off by her own parents until a teacher came along and said, Mr. and Ms. Keller, you take the word can't and you remove it from your vocabulary and you watch this. So Helen Keller overcame those disabilities and in the course of her lifetime altered permanently the way children, precious children, with her disabilities are treated from her lifetime forward. Because her father, James Keller, James Arthur Keller, was allowed to walk away from the battlefield. Kent Hemingway was down there on the main line of battle in 72nd Illinois. He was given a dispatch and told to go to Nashville. When he heard those explosions, when he boarded the USS Moose and began his journey home as the explosions of battle erupted behind him, he knew what he'd been given. So he went home and became the grandfather of Ernest Hemingway. Had he been here and not in Nashville, that much. From the 24th Tennessee, Ray was shot up. 120 guys walked in, 25 walked out. The highest ranking officer they could find was a second lieutenant. His name was Joseph Elliott Kimmons. He survived the whole war, went home to 200 acres, and a wife who had waited patiently for the war to end and for him to come back and resume the farming. 200 acres with their 5 horses and 2 mules. So, Joseph Elliott Kimmons went home, but he didn't do anything to change the world. He didn't do anything to change the nation. He didn't really do anything to change the community that he lived in. He was a farmer and a clerk. But he became, in addition to those things, a father in 1876. 113 years later, as a result of his survival and his raising a family, I was born. His second great-grandson. So my physical existence, had he not walked away, would not go beyond that. My living and breathing depends upon his survival. It's that close to you still to this day. There's also one more thing that's extremely close to you. Where did it go? The resolve to fight for what you believe in. Where is the mark of the intrepid warrior? He who would stand 20,000 strong in the face of death and step off and not miss a beat. He on the other side who would see death coming and not run away. Where is that? Let me give you a little hint. It's not in the books in the visitor center. That's only a part of it. The mark of the intrepid warrior, the look of the eyes that say, I will go into hell times 10 if I have to defend freedom. It lived. It survived and surpassed the war, and it kept going. From the Civil War to the Spanish-American War, World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf. It is overseas right now. The mark of the intrepid warrior is alive and well, defending this great nation against the faceless coward of terrorism. Has anybody here put on the uniform and served this great nation? Show of hands. Well, you don't have to look far to find it. it's out there. And they are going boldly forward to defend you and our day. So I charge you. You have a beautiful afternoon to see the battlefield, view the bullet holes that were laid here 145 years, 3 months, and 22 days ago. As you see them, I charge you. Give more than just a passing thought to every soul in our nation's history that has laid their life down upon the altar of freedom from the Battle of Franklin forward. Ladies and gentlemen, Tennyson wrote that authority forgets a dying king. The freedoms cost today is 12 fine young men every month. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget your dying kings. On my behalf, on behalf of my fellow historians at the Carter House, thank you. Thank you for the preservation that you have helped in Middle Tennessee and Franklin, and the bold gesture that you have made to make sure that Civil War history is told to the next generation so that such a travesty can never occur in our nation's soil again. In return for what you've done for us, I hope that you enjoyed this tour that I've given you in return, but enjoyed it only a fraction as much as I've enjoyed the privilege and the opportunity to spend this time with you wonderful folks this afternoon. Thanks for coming to visit us at the Carter House. This concludes your guided tour. If y'all have any questions, I will be back at the Visitor Center. Happy to answer any of them as soon as I get some water. My throat is about to crack.